where we left off last week, you were talking to the Burgermeister. He was asking you to investigate Fiona Wachter. Afterwards, you realized that you were being kind of followed, and that person was Ernest, and he wanted you to meet with Fiona Wachter. And so you met with Fiona Wachter, and she wanted to you to help her get rid of the Burgermeister. So afterwards, you talked to Ernest a bit, and after feeding him a nice, generous amount of gold, he told you different things that were happening. And then later on, you decided, well, now's a good time to go to bed. And so that was last week. You guys are waking up in the inn, and let me just change us back to the inn, and I gotta find where that. So we're at the inn, and let me objects and tokens. And the new day has begun.
We're missing people, Mike.
Yeah, he is on the GM level. I don't know why, but then Arden is inside.
We were sleeping.
I see. There it is. All right.
Yeah. Everyone's outside.
I don't know about y'all, but I didn't sleep in the ground. I slept in bed.
Yeah. Well, you guys have all come down for the morning.
I was high? Shit. No one told me.
Yeah, didn't you get drunk?
Nah, we scrapped that plan apparently because the kids or whatever weren't whoever I was
Yeah.
not drank
Oh, yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I still haven't found any weed though.
I'll just drink some of the swill that passes for wine around here.
Yes, they have a little bit of the cheapest wine, but I mean, per your conversation with Erwin, they're starting to run a little low. They still have a couple of casks, but their medium wine is mostly gone, so it's really just the lowest level wine, which is still pretty good.
We really should help them out so they can get their good wine back. That should be priority number one.
And remember, the festival is tomorrow.
We don't really have time to go get the wine before the festival, but we can do it post haste after the festival.
And remember, the wine is pretty far. The wine is going to be a little bit of a trek.
Yeah, we did promise the Burgermeister we would be there, and we already see what happens when you get on his bad side. Y'all think I'm evil.
Demon hand.
But post haste after the festival, we will get the wine.
But they want the wine for the festival, so...
Well, no, they have enough for the festival, but they're maybe... I mean, they don't really care about the festival too much. Like, everyone's just kind of there because they have to be. But they are starting to run low, and they're getting worried.
I'm going to talk to, what's his name? The dude right in front of me.
Erwin.
Update on the wine.
We still haven't gotten it. We still haven't gotten it back in.
No. I'm giving you an update on our progress. The Burgermeister pretty much let us know we have to attend the festival, if you catch my meaning.
Yes, that sounds like him.
But we have all agreed that the second the festival is over, we will make our way towards the vineyard.
That should be good. I mean, it is a little bit of a trek, but not too long, and we can definitely still hold out until then.
But we didn't want to take the risk of becoming on the wrong side of the Burgermeister.
Yes, he can very quickly decide to put people in the stockades, and of course there are some rumors going around that some people go into that mansion and never come out again.
So we've heard.
Yes.
I would like to slide him 5 gold, and I just want to say, I just want to be like, well, we are on this journey. If you happen to have, this seems like a route that's been traveled by you or by potentially those related to this business. If you happen to know anyone who could be of aid or would be willing to be of aid on this journey, that would be helpful, or at least let them know that we are on the journey so they can keep an eye out for us.
Yes, of course. Also, I've heard another sort of rumor kind of up there. Like, apparently, in the last couple of days, more than one person has kind of mentioned it. I haven't seen anything of it from my contact specifically, but there's some minor or maybe more cult activity here in Vallaki. Some Strahd worshipping cult. They meet in a couple of houses that could be abandoned or just could be their own houses, or they're not really out and about, but they may make a move at some point. One of these festivals may be a good time for them to make a move.
Good to know.
We found one of those. That one won't be a problem. I'm sure you noticed one of our friends came in a little worse for wear.
Just bloodied him through.
Oh,
Like,
hearted.
the only one of us that really got the shit kicked out of it.
Shield.
He's looking immaculate today. Magically healed.
Still, good thing the 6th one can't hit me up the wall.
Yes.
I didn't hear no bell.
So you're saying that this cult is the Strahd worshipping cult's likely to. What are you suggesting? That they're going to sabotage the festival itself? They want to inflict mass damage on the public? They're VIP.
Who knows? There's very little information that I have on them. Just that there's rumors of cult activity and that these people worship Strahd.
Any idea where?
No idea. I haven't talked to anyone that's specifically seen it yet. It's kind of like rumor of a rumor of a rumor. But enough people have said something to where it's this. I mean, most people would think about the Wachters. Fiona has, Lady Wachter has professed her loyalty to Strahd. It's sort of well known, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the cult is coming from her.
We've met.
Yes. But that's the other information that I've gotten. Otherwise, I've told you most everything else that I sort of know.
Well, thank you.
I'll still have an extra 5 gold for being honest.
Nice. Thank you.
God, every so often I hear the currency exchange on some of the stuff we're doing, and then I realize we're like tossing around like hundreds.
You're
Fucking
like,
rich, dude.
here's a Benjamin for your troubles, my
Yeah,
good.
just like, yeah. He's like, I think the well is next to the inn, and we're like, thanks, man. Here's $200. Yeah.
But here's the thing: money can buy loyalty.
It's a weird exchange. Like 1 gold piece a day is like a really nice lifestyle. That's like middle class.
Here's a
745.
Here's a week's pay because you told us the guy over there was suspicious.
I can't be any negative consequences to that.
No, not at all.
It's like, here's a week's stay at a hotel.
People are getting mugged on the way home. All right. I just wanted to point that out. Uh,
What do you guys want to do?
Should we go visit the local Vistani encampment? Since we have today?
I have thought of that. I think that might be a good idea.
Okay. You guys want to visit the Vistani
That's what I was
encampment?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the Vistani encampment, you would leave Valaki from sort of the southern entrance and travel not too far to, let's see, where is this camp? Sorry, I gotta find it in the map.
I'm the map.
List, or the list of maps.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
Oh, here we go.
I'm the map.
Sets the map on fire.
This map is on fire. This map is on fire.
Now they will.
Oh my god, what a cool map. This is the coolest map we've seen so
What the hell's
far.
going on at the bottom
A
here?
lot of horses.
It's like it shows you how the encampment is laid out on the hill. That's so cool. What a cool map.
Yeah.
Scroll to the bottom. We've got some problems.
They really round up the wagons there.
Oh dude, this is Hobbiton basically.
Yeah, so let's
There's a fucking vampire standing behind each fucking house. That's metagaming. I'm sorry.
those are so several footpaths and horse trails will lead to this location of the woods southwest of Valaki. So you take those. It's maybe like an hour walk. It's not too far, but it's still far enough from town to be a bit out of sight. The woods part, and they reveal sort of an expansive clearing. You see a small grass-covered hill with low houses built into the sides. Fog obscures the details, but you can see that these buildings feature elongated carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted sort of areas. Atop the hill above the fog, you see a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with columns of smoke pouring out through the hole at the top. The tent is brightly lit from within, and even at a distance, you can smell the odors of wine and horses emanating from this area. So,
When you say barrel-topped wagon, is it like the wagon is built with a roof as opposed to like a Conestoga wagon? Or are you saying like there are actual barrels of wine in these wagons?
it's kind of like the wagon is like shaped like a barrel sort of shape, like
All right, so like a
they
Conestoga
probably
wagon
used an
but
old
with a
barrel
I
wood.
think
to
like
make
a
it wood.
Romani like gypsy type wagon where it's like a covered
pretty
wagon,
sturdy
but
shelter.
instead of like canvas, it's actually just fully wooden on the top.
Yeah. You ever seen that movie? Was it called like Starfall? Something where like he goes beyond the wall and it's like the magical barrier.
Stardust.
All right, I've
Stardust.
spent like 10 seconds too much on the barrel construction. So
Yeah.
moving on.
Stardust, also amazing movie.
Great movie.
Best Robert De Niro role ever. I'm thinking 15th
Like,
century.
I'm intrigued by these two men at the center of camp.
All right, calm down.
All right.
No.
We're not even in the camp yet.
I don't have to choose. I'm a modern woman.
She's like, I can
No.
spot a hunk from 100 yards.
Cry off.
No, Ismark the Lesser didn't turn out to be anything, so Taya's got her eyes set now.
He was known as the Lesser.
Okay. So as you kind of come up around, you're approaching like some of these houses. You're coming from the top here, around this way. So you notice like each of these homes has sort of like a single person standing outside. This guy does not look like a Vistani. Let's see if they have stuff on this dude.
Show me some stuff on this dude.
We're being watched.
Yes.
What is...
But as you come up, you realize that the the person kind of standing guard in front of here is Elvin. So you see the pointed ears, sort of a like a darker skinned elf, like a dark brown, like similar to like a wood elf, but actually just a little darker than like a wood elf would be.
Like a drow?
No, not as dark as a drow, but sort of in between like what would be a wood elf and a drow.
An elf that went on vacation.
Yeah,
So,
just a tan elf.
Well,
and like you would kind of really pick up on this, Taya, because you're a wood elf, correct? And then Roland is a high elf, so you would kind of know it's like,
it's like,
oh,
oh
elf,
look,
but
there's a wood elf. Then Taya's
I
like,
put me.
that's
God
not a
damn it.
wood elf.
that's why
Some questionable parentage on that one.
But as you come up the path, do you want to talk to him, or are you?
I'm going to walk over to him and start speaking Elvish. Hello.
Yeah, also support the diplomatic.
All right, let
I think
me
that
get you guys on the map. Heads up, this is one where it is.
I also speak Elvish as one of my 5 languages.
Aren't you so fucking smart?
There's Roland.
Yeah.
In this particular map, it is 10 feet per square, and not 5. So
Okay.
just a heads up on that. Let me get arena, and let me not bring in.
Let's go strike
Yeah,
a friendly
that guy.
conversation. Okay, just so you know, the squares are this many dimensions. It's all in your orientation. Like, this isn't going
Yes.
to go diplomatically, is it?
So it
Yeah,
just
I'm
just
gonna
a
go-
head,
I'm gonna
just a
stay
heads
at
up
the
that
second-
it looks like your guy's
I'm still
small.
going to start the conversation back here, like, 100
This was
yards
never
out.
an option.
Yeah, I'm going to stay a respectful distance to say my hello.
Bye, so we
See
don't
what happens. 'Cause
I would notice that you guys have a camp here where maybe there was something we could talk to you guys about, and then maybe perhaps we could maybe things we could get a little bit closer, and then we could talk about maybe what's going to go on around here.
Hello there. He gives like a not friendly but not mean. It just sort of like a matter of fact, like hello, just sort of like a nod. It's like
didn't expect to run into other elves around here.
yes, and he kind of. It's like yes, we are dusk elves. There's not many of us. Most of us kind of live around with this Vistani encampment. Sort of lay low. It's dangerous out there, so kind of we work with the Vistani to kind of
Do you act like a protector?
mutual protection. Like the Vistani are mostly left alone by many of the sort of minions of Strahd, and so being close to them in a in this sort of way helps all of us. But actually, I think it is. If you want to know more, you can talk to Casimir. He is in the house all the way to the south. He can answer a lot more of the questions. I'm just
Like a sweater?
sort of watching the homes. A lot of us are sort of out right now.
Someone should probably ask if like all the stuff in the tent, all that activity, if that's like a private thing. Should we go the long way around, or is it okay if we cut through the middle?
Well, if you cut through the middle, you're actually like climbing up and then going down the hill. So,
Yeah, cut through the middle.
I mean,
That's what I said.
you
Yeah,
Are we
Teo will ask
allowed
if it's
to-
okay to go to the center of the activity where the bonfire is.
I mean,
Well, it looks like a bonfire. Well, the big tent. If it's okay to go to the big tent on the top of the hill.
that is not my call. Maybe. I
All
just
right, well then I guess
didn't-
better go the long way and check with Casimir.
Thank you for the
Yeah, let's check.
information.
Yes.
And for letting me speak my own tongue.
Let's
Roland,
give
you
him
can always
$300.
speak Elven to me. Come on. Tell me secrets. Tell me
True.
your secrets.
I can hear the secrets.
Shut up, Tanner.
So if you guys are making your way, it's
Making my
down.
way around the big
Making my
hill.
way. Anyone watch
Right.
Critical Role? Anytime
Alright.
Matt Mercer goes like, "All right, making her way," it's like, "Make her way." Da, 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 da,
I'm
da.
going to go all the way down
Dude, how are
here
you guys?
because I was
How are you guys going so
continue with the Elvish.
fast? How are you going so fast? It's taking
Good
me so.
dexterity.
No.
Sorry, I'm moving the other map piece.
I can use blink once per day, so
All right, fine. I'm
so-
over here. Then.
Standing quietly in front of this house, bathed in the warm light of its lanterns, you see three sullen, gray-cloaked figures. Their angular features and black flowing hair are kind of half hidden under their cowls.
Cool.
So you approach them. How do you?
I'll start again. Hello.
Oh yes, hello.
As we were walking up, the nice gentleman at the first house on the road advised maybe we should come speak with the occupant of this house.
Oh yes,
Oh,
to
wonderful.
Casimir.
He is
He is
like the
sort of the-
sweater.
Casimir, not Kashmir. Casimir.
Well, if you say it like that, of course it's Ken. Yeah.
Kasimir.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. I tend to forget a lot.
Oh yes, that's okay. Go right inside. He seemed friendly enough. You can talk to him. He's sort of the leader of our Dusk Elves here.
Don't mind if I do. Will respectfully go just into the entryway.
They before you go in, they sort of like knock and it's like, "You have some visitors." And it's like, "Oh, send them in. Send them in."
All right, I go in with him.
Saya's also gonna go in.
well, I don't want to be the only one outside, so
I was gonna say, Braille,
Join us.
You gonna join us, Braille?
I mean, I wouldn't mind staying outside with another two people, just so we have eyes on these three outside in case anything gets weird.
Do I have?
CJ, you're not coming through.
I'm already in.
Oh, there we go.
And I'm gonna stand against the door so it's like shut.
Well, I that's what I meant. Is are you coming in terms? Can you speak Elvish?
I don't speak
I don't
Elvish,
think so.
All right, cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if all non-Elvish speakers would hang out outside, but I could also come
He
in.
speaks. He
I
speaks
mean,
common.
I'm-
So he's.
I'm sure he speaks common. I just wanted to speak Elvish.
I speak.
We can go common or Elvish, but I'm afraid some of your
Abyssal
friends may
and
not
common.
understand all of it.
All right. Well, this is like a new.
Oh no,
group
I also
that I'm
speak
not
Elven.
aware
Never
of.
mind. I am
So-
Do you
proficient in
really?
Elven.
You're the only one who doesn't speak Elvish.
I don't plan
Well-
on speaking, but I'll be watching this guy closely, which is to say that I'd like to make insight rolls whenever you think that's appropriate.
Okay.
Arden
And if
also
it's not
speaks
uncommon, then
Elvish.
I would expect you to-
Elvish is also a base language, technically.
Yes. I know, but that's
You
so
want me to
funny that
teach you at night?
Scott's the only person in the party that can speak Elvish.
We want to take turns
Like,
teaching him, so he can
Everyone
just catch
starts
up.
speaking Elvish. Just, I don't speak Elvish.
Yeah, so let's get to the roleplay. Let's say that we're all just talking Elvish to be more characteristics. Und yes, ich werde eine andere Sprache sprechen. Niemand kann mir verstanden. Ist alles gut.
It's pretty
that
German.
German?
Yeah.
It's pretty German
nice.
Elvish.
I understand a
Good
little
evening,
German.
or morning, sir. Did not expect to see any elves when we were coming to speak with these Velaki.
Yes, there are a couple of us. There are not many of us left, and unfortunately, there's We are the last of the Dusk Elves. There will be no more once we're gone.
Why?
Sad to hear.
Sorry, can I
Um,
ask that?
Yes. So, to there are no women. There are no women Dusk Elves in our group. It's all men.
Do they have to be dusk elves?
Well, just for Dusk. So there used to be. Um,
Dusk elves need women. I thought it was like dwarves and didn't matter.
um, but many years ago, century or two.
Is it a cultural thing or a racial thing?
He's about to tell us what happened
Yeah,
to
what
the
happened a
lady.
century ago where you lost all your bitches?
Well, it's
No
like
bitches.
ye- years ago there were women, but my sister, a couple of centuries ago, Patrina, she was one of Strahd's brides here in Barovia, and after she died, after she was killed by another Dusk Elf, Strahd, in his vengeance, cursed the Dusk Elves. He slew every female Dusk Elf that lived in Barovia. He made sure that the Vistani understood that they were never to help try to lead us out of here. Pretty much our lives got cursed by Strahd.
So if he doesn't get any dusk pussy, he's not letting anyone get any dusk.
That's
That was my sister.
But like, wait. Why was she killed by a dusk elf?
what just happened.
I don't know why.
Sorry, I'm a
It's-
sailor.
Caleb
We discuss these things.
generally is so like clean and stuff. Immediately walks in and he's like, all of our women is dead. He's like, what? No bitches. I guess Strahd's got all the pussy. And he's like, that's my sister. Like,
No bitches.
no, yeah, no bitches.
I have an intelligence of 8, all right? And a wisdom of 1.
That was a tragic tale indeed.
Oh my
despite my
God.
companion's
It's like I don't
laughter.
know if it was a Dusk Elf that killed her, but she was murdered, and as punishment,
Oh yeah, she just got fucking murdered. You just heard
Strahd-
Scott.
Strahd killed put all the female Dusk Elves
I
to
just
death.
drug her through the mud.
That was about 400 years ago. And so we're mostly self-sufficient, but Strahd sort of tasks these Vistani with keeping an eye on us, and
Oh yeah, I guess with no women, you'd have to be self-sufficient.
we kind of aren't safe in Barovia without the protection of these Vistani, with their sort of the creatures of Strahd do not want to be around the Vistani. They have Strahd's minions do not harm the Vistani, and so we
Yeah,
were
because
safe.
yeah,
here.
because they have don't they have they have essentially kind of like an old unspoken ideal, don't they? That it's like they're not against him and like whatever he does, they kind of just like turn the other cheek, right? It's like a long spoken agreement.
From what I've heard, it's sort of a favor that the Vistani did very, very long ago, in helping Strahd at his absolute before he was
Yes.
the person he is now, and as repayment for the kindness and saving his life, he allows them freedoms and safety.
Okay, yeah. It's like a quid pro quo kind of thing.
He
I'm curious if something were to happen to Strahd. Do you think that might break your curse?
well, I mean,
There would still be no women.
there's still no women.
Do you think they would instantly change into women?
If Strahd is no more, you could find other elven women.
I mean, if he was no more, we could probably leave this place
could-
and go find more of our own people, yes.
I don't understand. Why doesn't he just let y'all leave and then just not have any dusk elves in the realm?
That's a question beyond my understanding.
No, the rule was he lost his dusk pussy, so no one gets any dusk pussy. He lost Patty, so no patty cake for you guys.
No dussy for anyone.
Not to see.
Again, my sister.
And it must have been fine to like set Strahd in such a
And
way.
I'm guessing no half dusk elves either.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
Well, if we were to have children with any other people, those children would also we'd be bringing them into a cursed life.
Well, yeah, but they wouldn't be dusk elves. They would be like early afternoon elves or something.
Midday elves.
Midday elves.
It just gets earlier and earlier as the blood gets diluted.
Yeah. Eventually, you have like, oh, these are twilight elves.
with any dusk elf blood, they would suffer the same sort of fate and sort of curse as us.
That's actually disappointing because if we did do that and the generations got to Twilight elves sound badass. I feel like you guys would have some cool stuff going on.
We're really, really horrible.
Although it sounds like the curse is self-imposed celibacy.
It's so
But
not to spread it to further generations. It's like just
Oh yeah, I
knowing
would.
that-
So basically, Strahd would continue to kill any female babies that were born if they had any dusk elf in them.
Probably.
Okay, that sounds a little unpleasant.
That's not ideal.
Yes. Right now, there's only a few of us in the village. Most of our numbers are actually helping the Visani with an emergency that's sort of going on.
An emergency.
What happened?
It may be best to talk to the leaders of the Vistani. It's two brothers. Hold on, I gotta look up the names.
It's always something.
Luvash and Ergal. Luvash is the older but more physical of the two brothers. Ergal is usually the one that does the
Giggity.
talking.
Can we call them Ludwig and Aragorn?
Well, I probably wouldn't, but
Metagaming. How do you spell them? How do you spell their names?
Luvash, Luvash.
Learning the spelling is metagaming.
Yeah.
Well,
And then,
Taya wouldn't ask how to spell their names. I just need to know.
the other one is Aragal, Arrigal.
Arregale.
And you said Eric Gall usually does the talking, or Luvash?
Luvash is
the
more of the
brawn,
brute.
Arregal is the brains.
Yes. Luvash is the elder. And he's more of the brute, where Aragal is more of the charmer, the talker. They sort of run the camp together. They're sort of like Aragal would probably be the one that would do the more talking, would make the deals, but they kind of run it as a family.
They're effectively the chieftains.
Yeah.
And where can we find them? Are they up at the tent at the top?
They're up at the tent at the top.
Yeah, any friend of Vistani is a friend to us, so we'd definitely would want to be of assistance if we can.
Wait. Before we go up, and this might seem like a silly question, but just a precaution. There's not like some weird turf war beef between any of the Vistani camps, right? Like they're all Vistani.
They're all the Vistani, so they don't. So from what you've learned in Barovia, they don't fight each other. Like they don't. There isn't sort of like.
It's not a camaraderie, but they're not enemies.
Right. They are like
Okay.
different clans, and each sort of like, but this sort of grouping and then the grouping at the Zarpool, they're two different clans, so they both kind of like operate independently, but
I
they
just wanted to make sure that we weren't going to go up, mention that we've been to a Vistani camp, and they were going to go, "Oh, those are our enemies. You must be with the
No,
other
like,
Vistani."
I mean,
Okay.
we could
in
always
general-
just ask the Elven Elder.
That's
yeah.
what I was asking. That's
sort
what I
of
was
what you're getting
asking.
is like in general, the Vistani won't hurt other Vistani. Like that's sort of like
Okay.
an unspent, like you don't hurt your own.
Okay.
And even though like the Vistani at the Tsar pool, not really allies of Strahd, these guys are more allies of like Strahd. So they're more open in their servitude to Strahd.
Okay.
But
Where the other clan was a little more indifferent to the activity.
yeah,
So we should not mention that we want to solve the Strahd problem.
Probably not.
it's more
Problem.
The Strablum.
yeah, it's where like Madame Eva said that like if Strahd asked her
They would go to
to
his
do
aid.
something, like she would do it. Like they
Right.
would serve if asked, but they don't go out of their way to serve. And
Right.
each Vistani is sort of on a different level of that. Like so some will serve Strahd very, very loyally, like go out of their way to make sure that they do exactly what Strahd wants them to do. Others are, if he asks, I'll do something. If not, meh.
If he wants to pay
do
back,
something.
You gotta
you
do
know,
something, then, if
know.
Strahd asks you to do something, you do something. If not, you
guys.
just kind of lay low. You don't have
Yeah,
to do nothing.
I need gold pieces, and he's the guy who has the gold pieces. So he says,
leaves-
do I say sure?
He leaves his pee, but sometimes he may ask a little favor, and then you do a favor for him.
Sometimes people just got to disappear, you know? Capiche?
Look, we got a good life here. We got a good life. God's treating us good.
We got horses,
I like to
we
think-
got
Take care
wine.
of them. Take care of us.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got plenty of things to bless. We got trees, we got birds. Bless them all till we get snookered.
Bless this wicked meat over here.
Taya's going to ask, is there anything else that we should know about before we go talk to these brothers?
Just know that they are Vistani, and the Vistani have different levels of serving Strahd. It's kind of the reason that Strahd kind of lets us be around here, because he knows that these Vistani are also reporting to Strahd on us. So it's sort of
So these are like a 70% Strahd crowd.
yes. It's so just be wary. It's of any sort of
No anti-Strahd talk in the tent.
it'd probably be a bad idea.
All right. So, as far as anyone knows, he's getting all the dusk pussy he wants.
All of it.
Yeah, he has no issue.
Oh, his sister. Come on, even I'm not that mean.
Yeah. Still,
I was the
My sister.
assassin.
Still, it's his sister.
speaking of assassins, did you hear about Strahd assassinating all that dusk pussy?
Just
Oh
slayed
my
it.
God.
I'm just
Okay,
gonna
Taya,
bow my
Taya,
head.
leave.
Well, I just give the elder a gesture, bow my head, and walk out, and then yeet myself over here.
So you guys come over to this north here, which is the entrance. And
Yeah.
so as you walk up, like you see all the horses, you see the wagons sort of circling around a main tent there. So piled outside the wagon are several empty casks of wine. From inside the tent, you hear the crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. 3 sputtering campfires fill the tent with smoke, and through a haze you see 6 Vistani passed out in various places on dead grass. Drunk. They're passed out drunk. A barely conscious and shirtless teenager hugs the central tent pole. His wrists are bound with rope and his back is streaked with blood. An older, larger man in studded leather armor lashes the young man with a horsewhip, causing him to scream again. Standing in the bigger man's shadow is a third man, also clad in studded leather. Easy, brother, he says to the whip-wielding brute. I think Alexei has learned his lesson.
So when we walked by all those horses, I kind of just took a peek. Like, are they well, like, tied up? Or are they kind of just, like, in the general paddock?
They're at this point they're tied up and loosely tied up, but the horses are really just kind of, they got some food in front of them. They're just kind of like chilling.
Cool.
Not really. They're like any sort of like the sounds and all of that. They're very unfazed by it because they're just kind of used to everything and the noise and the.
They're good ponies.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know in case we need to get out in a hurry.
They're just kind of standing there like they're not moving at all. Like they're tokens on a board.
Good call. Good call. I don't know. I don't know how to address what we've just started walking in on.
So,
I had an idea, but it's so bad.
Now, in the
Did-
Navy, we would add salt water to pour onto the lashings to really help send the message home.
That's a good
That's just
opener.
how we would do it
That's a
back
good
in the
opener.
Navy. But you
so
guys do
this
it.
is
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Luvash, who is the one wielding the whip.
Kind of cute. And he knows how to use a whip.
And then the other one is Aragol, who a little younger.
Aragol looks real devious.
Ooh.
He looks like a bad boy.
Oh, dude, I'm still down in fucking. I'm still in the cashmere shop, the sweater store. There we go.
It's like, and they sort of notice you there, and Aragol's like, "Hello, welcome. What brings you folks here
Oh.
today?"
Screamings of a young
Well-
child.
Like I said,
Well, that's not what
salt water
brings
will
us here.
really
That's
make
just
that
what we just watched.
remind you what's going on.
Uh,
I got lashings like that when I oh yeah, I forgot to polish the captain's boots when he asked, "What did this guy do?"
Alexei here did something far worse, and he was punished within an inch of his life for it. He is responsible for my daughter being kidnapped. He was the one who was supposed to watch over her, and she was kidnapped while he was supposed to be watching her. And you look over at Alexei, and he's hurt, and he's screaming, but he's like, the look of shame on his face for disappointing him.
Yeah, then you'll
is
definitely want
very.
salt water because it won't actually bring them closer to death, but it will hurt like hell. It actually, the salt water will clean out the wound to make it more likely that he'll survive and live to really feel every lashing you gave him.
Well, I mean, the
That-
punishment's over, but he knows what he did.
Okay.
He's sorry for
Future notes.
Yes. But yes, my daughter. Sorry, I gotta.
Who was she
Find
kidnapped by?
We don't know.
Or
My
where,
daughter
when.
Arabelle was around, like, helping to gather some stuff in the forest with Alexei here. He's just like.
I thought you said the punishment was over.
No.
It's never over.
The passive aggressiveness isn't real punishment.
No, that's when the fun begins.
He's like, until Alexei here took his eye off her, and did she wander off? Did she get kidnapped? He doesn't know. So I have all available men are sort of looking for her. Even the Dusk Elves are helping out and looking. I mean, you're more people. She's only 7 years old. She's my daughter. If you find her, please return her to me. But hey,
What
maybe you could
forest?
be of other use to us as well. You know, we're almost out of wine here. if you can deliver me a couple casks of wine, that would also be very nice too. Since
We've
most of
heard
my
the
men
same
are,
thing from town.
yes. I mean,
That's the
Brill
other way to
trying
solve your
really hard
problems.
to
I've been
learn not
there.
to open his mouth and say something.
get it from town, get it from the
Oh
winery.
no,
he
town's running
knows.
dry too.
Yes. Well, I guess getting it from town would be a little harder then. But if you can procure me wine, that would be nice. But right
We
now,
are
all
going
of
to a
my
vineyard soon.
right now, all
Yeah.
of my efforts are on my daughter and where she may be.
And under my
What
breath, I
forest was
say
she
to
lost
someone
in?
else in the party, it's like, or drinking till he forgets about her.
I will never
Which one's
forget
who's
about
our ranger?
It like smacks Caleb a little bit. Like
it's Tanner.
Okay.
That's me.
And our druid probably can track. We've got a ranger and a druid. They probably can track your daughter and find her.
That's actually true. We probably can do that.
Oh shit! I wanted to go buy some shit in town.
I've got. Well, why don't you guys do that, and Tay and I can go help search for the daughter.
I'll leaving you alone. I'll be with you.
All right. So
I would've
then,
I would have been good at tracking if I would have bought some shit.
Could we, by any chance, like, sounds like it's been a while. She could be very far from here. Could we borrow some horses to help us track her down faster?
I mean, the forests are pretty. You could buy some horses or rent some horses to.
How much would a horse be?
How much would a horse be?
And to transport wine, I don't think a horse could do it by itself. It would need a place to put it.
Well, you would have to figure that out yourselves. Let's see. How much do mounts cost?
I wonder if they actually do sell carriages in town.
I whisper to
Wagon.
whoever's next to me. This guy seems very helpful.
Okay, so I would say renting the draft horse. He is going to charge you, like he's going to try to. He is asking for 50 gold pieces per horse to borrow one.
God damn.
And how much to own it outright?
Well, the player's handbook says 50 gold pieces to outright own it. He would
Yeah.
charge 200 to sell it. Horses are very important for the Vistani, so they're not going to part with them easily.
I'm sure this is stable in town.
Ergo, how far out into the woods were they when she disappeared?
Well, we aren't welcome in the village, but we aren't welcome in the town of Vallaki, but we hunt and gather in the woods all around, and we're usually fairly safe in these woods. But no one sort of travels alone. Where were they? Where were you, Alexei? I was like, we were we traveled sort of north of town to kind of gather some stuff around there, and maybe go fishing, but
By the lake?
we hadn't made it to the lake, but we were definitely north of town.
All right, well, I'm going to propose
there
we
was
give
wait. Hold
us
up.
one
There was
location and work towards the lake.
there could be more here because wasn't that where a fisherman had supposedly disappeared?
I don't know anything about a fisherman, but
We've heard word
Tanner,
of a
I think you're
fisherman.
right.
We've heard word of a fisherman disappearing in those parts as well. It's those two. It's possible the two situations are connected somehow.
well,
Does anyone in your encampment happen to have any flying creatures?
anyone that would already be out there searching.
Well, if we can find one, I could potentially use the beast senses to search for your daughter.
Yes, I mean, we
Wait,
don't.
can't someone also summon bees?
No, not bees. I can use a beast sense.
Yeah, but could someone else summon the swarm of bees, and then you could like have the
I could understand one bee. I could be like one bee. I could
Buzz,
just,
buzz, 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 buzz.
yeah, I
Be
could
the
just
queen
be
and
like,
then
Bee
tell
would
him
be
what to do.
helpful.
this is getting really convoluted. I'm gonna go
unrelated to
find the
combat
queen
horse.
bee.
Yeah, I didn't download that map. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I could know conjure animals tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
She's probably dead by tomorrow.
Well,
I mean, if you want to go and search, if you find any news of her or her, that would certainly help.
you know,
Yeah, we should go through town and then we can stop
we
and
should
get
go to
tracking
town, get some
supplies.
supplies, and see what we can find today.
Yeah, and then go north. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well,
I don't remember what we came to talk about. I do know it was important, but your need is greater. We will be back.
all right. So
Roland, I don't think we had anything. I think we were just curious about this Vistani encampment and wanted to come say hey.
there's
And
people
I'm
here.
rolling out on a horse.
Hey.
Yeah, we were just like, hey, y'all.
I'm a
I don't
sailor.
think we have
like walking
anything.
that much.
Listen, we roasted this dude about his dead lineage, and we found out there's a missing girl. We couldn't have had a better time.
I mean, in essence, like you found the mulatto elves and you just made fun of their entire race and history and sadness and
500
It was a
years of
good
sadness.
idea that
400
Strahd's, like,
years
enacting
of
a slow
cursed living.
genocide.
You're just like, yo, your life sucks.
Put that bitch dry.
Anyway, Mike, when we get
my
back to
only
town,
thought
come,
is like
tell
there
me
are
how much
women
it
you
costs to
can
buy what I want.
pay.
You know what I want.
Yeah.
This
It's
curse is self-imposed.
10 gold pieces per time you want to do it.
But again,
right.
any female baby is going to get murdered. So I can see why they would not take that chance.
The whores are already taking things to not make babies.
Oh, that's true. They don't have to be. Well, we don't know if they're celibate. We just know that they're not having babies.
The way they're itching and moaning and griping about how terrible
Well-
their lives are.
Also, like, the Vistani women aren't giving it away to them, and the Dusk Elves aren't allowed into the cities.
Are they allowed into themselves?
So we
They
need
could
to
be
deliver
blowing
either
each
wine
other.
These Dusk
or
Elf
some
bros,
Hoosies.
these Dusk Elf bros are lining up and just
I mean-
up.
They are elves, so who knows?
All right, so we
Anyway,
gotta
let's get back to
get some
town before
camp
we
followers
lose
and bring
day.
them back over here along with that wine.
All right, so you guys are heading back to town?
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
find
maybe
us
we
a
can find
fisherman.
better,
Booze and
better
whores.
prices on horses.
Okay. So you're...
Yeah, I'm going to the market and I'm buying the stuff, Mike.
Okay.
As we walk away, I'm just going to say to him, he seemed more interested in the wine than his daughter.
I will agree. I did think that as well.
Don't like that feeling.
Well, he when he talked, like, if you noted, like, when he talked of his daughter, like, you saw the worry in his eyes. And he mentioned, like, the entirety of the camp, except for those, like, couple left behind that are, like, the older, any children, like, all of that were pretty much, like, every available Vistani is out looking. Every available Dusk Elf is out looking. Except for the few left to, like, guard their hovels.
So what you're saying is that was the perfect time to raid that encampment.
No.
But it would have only been like 4 characters with stat blocks.
Yeah.
We could have destroyed him. Yeah.
Is there a stable in town?
There's some stables at the inn, but they may or may not have horses available.
All right. Well, I have a Vistani horse now.
Did
Oh,
you
you
buy
have-
one?
You have a horse, Donnie?
I verbally said that I'd like to buy a horse.
Okay, then.
You actually bought it for 200.
Yeah, I'll buy it for 200.
Okay, you got a horse. It's like, man, those horses are expensive. Yeah, they were.
What? Sorry, I can't hear that from way down there.
I stabbed the horse in its leg.
Oh my
That's
God.
wrong.
The horse didn't do anything to
Animals.
you. Yeah, just like smacks Braille.
If you want to put armor on the horse, it's 4 times the cost of the armor to create horse armor for barding. It's a draft horse though, so it's not like
Okay.
it's not a riding horse. It's not a war horse. Like it's not.
Oh,
It's meant. No, it's meant to carry. Whoa! Like it's going to carry more weight than a riding
got-
horse.
You got a Ford Econovan.
Yeah, got a minivan.
Kind of handy
I like
for
horse
the
more
wine
with all the extra
journey.
extended into the room in the back.
Mike,
It's got a
is it
DVD
safe to say
player
we
in
made
the
it to
horse's
market?
ass.
Huh?
Is it safe to say we made it to the market?
Yeah. Like I say, you're buying
Can't
your,
hear you
your
over the sound
stuff.
of my shoulders not being
I'm
burdened
using-
by
I'm
a
using one now.
backpack.
I'm taking 10 minutes and I'm doing the thing.
Okay. You take 10 minutes and do the thing.
Yeah. Owl.
All right. You got an. You see an owl appear next to Roland. This kind of like like poof into existence. As he spends like
Okay.
11 minutes just kind of like.
Okay, well,
Muttering to myself.
that is definitely going to come in handy, I think.
Does your
Can
owl
I
have a name?
sense that owl and have the owl do some searching?
Does my owl have it? Oh, that's a good question.
And I'm on my way to Lake Zorovich because I think that's where
You know what?
we need
Because
to look.
I'm on original, Hedwig.
Okay, Hedwig.
I can
easy to
tap into Hedwig's
Oh, Wig
senses.
No, you can't.
Why
Hedwig
not?
is not a beast. Hedwig is a fae that looks like an owl.
Got it.
Because Hedwig is not an animal. Hedwig is, actually, if anyone wants to give me an Arcana check.
Well,
Or I will as well. Might as well.
I'm gonna do it just for shits and giggles. I got a 2.
I got a 6.
18.
How did I do so
I think
well?
you
I'm an
GM
idiot.
rolled that to me, CJ.
How did I do that?
You might
Oh,
have
I,
the
I see. It's got switched to GM.
yeah. Oh, it's because I was testing something out on your character sheet because I did something to it. So Caleb and Taya would recognize like, oh, yeah, that's a familiar.
Roland, you have a familiar?
I have a familiar.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Congratulations.
It's you realize that he cast the spell Find Familiar.
It took me a minute. Or 11.
He ritually cast Find Familiar.
All right.
Cool beans. Well, is there anything else we need to do in town now that you have your familiar before we head towards the lake and start looking?
Maybe we should see about a better price on horses?
I mean, I don't need a horse. I can just wild shape into a horse.
I can just be a horse. And a
can
better
be
horse
a horse.
than that, you could be a
Well, that's-
war horse.
Hold on. If Taya can just be a horse, I'm riding Taya.
Me
Do
too.
you have that kind of relationship?
I mean, I don't want to buy a horse, and she can be a horse.
Ask
I could just
nicely.
I could just pay
Can we
Taya for a
ride you,
ride.
please?
If you want
I
her
could
to
just-
be a horse, she's gonna charge.
That's fine. I'm
Ask
willing-
nicely
I'm-
and buy her
you-
dinner first.
Yeah, I'm willing to buy.
Buy me dinner.
I'm willing to pay. Oh, there you go, Sam. Yeah, hold that can like that.
Take
Let
her
me
to
just get
Kiki's.
some grass
Bitches love
for you.
Kiki's.
Bitches do love Kiki's.
Either way, Mike, I'm just gonna put my owl right on their shoulder. Just
All
let it
right.
chill.
And I gotta see where the hell that.
Can I buy Taya a nice saddle?
I
There's,
demand diamond encrusted then.
Okay.
What about ruby and sapphire encrusted?
Just kidding. I'm going to bareback. I'm going back to bareback.
Thank you.
Her favorite.
I am wild.
Okay.
Yeah, she is. You gotta pull her
Otherwise, just
mane.
awkwardly carrying
flap
around a
her hide.
saddle everywhere you go.
Exactly. I'm not doing that shit.
You gotta
uh,
put it on like a giant belt so the girth's in place, and then shift into it.
We couldn't just put the saddle in the bag of holding.
you could.
See, we could.
A regular riding saddle is 10 gold.
Come on. We can put it in the bag of holding. Fine.
Bareback or no rides at all.
Fine, bareback for sure. We're raw dogging this horse
bigger.
ride.
Sorry, I gotta find where.
Yeah, so that's how we can
information on
travel.
this is. Okay.
CJ, you and I can just pay Taya, and then we can buddy up, get real close, arms around the waist, and then we can both ride on Taya's back, raw dog.
All right, I'll chip off another $10, 10 gold for myself to make sure that I have a good saddle too.
Where
See, he got
is-
Scott got a saddle for his horse.
It came with the saddle. I bought it from the Vistani.
looks
This
like
is
my
the
internet's back.
Vistani saddle thingy.
I think that's what she's nervous about is coming with the saddle.
You know, we shouldn't look into buying a horse. We should see if we can get a cart so he can just use his horse to pull us.
My horse.
Okay, yeah, can we just get a cart and then Taya can pull us in the cart?
My horse
I
is a
don't have
draft horse.
to.
You don't have to, but we can pay you to do that.
You need 2 horses to pull a cart.
No, you just
Not
need
if you
one.
have one Taya.
I actually
We'll need it
really
for the
like having
wine
that
at some
area.
point.
Tanner clearly has a horse fetish, and I'm trying to help him out.
What the hell is?
Furries, man. I know all about them.
Listen, I'm just trying to not buy a horse when we have a horse in our party.
We have we have 1.5 horses.
I can also turn into an elk.
Yeah, we can have an elk pull the
Better.
cart. How badass is
Fuck riding a
that?
horse. I don't want to
Yeah,
ride a
fuck
majestic elk.
Yes, elk. Oh, it's got to be all elk. Should we get a saddle for the elk?
Or a tiger.
Oh no, I'm riding the big cat.
Do a gorilla. Can you do a gorilla?
I think so. Wait,
You can do
hang
I think
on.
you can do a regular ape, but not a giant ape yet.
She'll never be able to do giant ape,
Oh, just kidding. Then no giant ape.
just because the CR on it is too large for wild shape.
I could be a giant goat.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Oh,
could
like-
be
Love and
That's pretty
thunder.
Norse.
you could be a giant ape once you get polymorph.
Yes. As I know, we can do the polymorph because that just happened to me yesterday.
Got into a fight, turned her character into a giant ape. She started whooping some ass.
I did whoop ass.
Don't. Because giant
Monkey,
ape
monkey,
hits for 3d10 plus 6 damage.
But if the rule is max on 2 people per horse, and Taya becomes a horse, then we could get to the lake at, a decent trot, which is faster than... Actually, I don't know if trotting with 2 people is a really
Where
safe
the
idea. But, at least it's easier than walking. In any case, we should get going.
Yeah.
Mike, we can keep bullshitting if you need more time to find something.
No, I found it.
Okay.
So there's actually no map on there. I'm just looking to where like the information is for this. So as you kind of go north, you're walking towards Lake Zorovich, and you're not really seeing anything. Roland, I'm assuming you're just kind of having Hedwig
Yeah.
runs sort of search patterns, and you're occasionally looking through their.
Yeah,
their
I'm
eyes.
occasionally taking over and
So, and
I'm on
it
a
does,
horse. I don't have to worry about running into things.
yeah. So as you get close, you start to approach Lake Zorovich. You see it off in the distance. It's I mean, huge. It's a massive lake. And at the foot of a mountain, nestled in the misty forest, is a large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting black clouds overhead like a monstrous mirror. So it's still fairly early in the day, and you arrive at the shore of Valaki, of the lake north of Valaki. And so piled up on the south shore, you see 3 small rowboats. And off in the lake, you can see a 4th boat with a lone figure in it with like a fishing pole in his hand. So looking at the rowboats, like each of them could hold up to 5 people. So it would need 2 rowboats if you wanted to go out there.
Is it too far for me to send Hedwig to get a better look?
It'll be too far for you to command him once he's out there, but he could go out there and take a look. Where is?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Have him, fly out ahead and report back.
Yeah, he's 400 feet from the.
Sure.
Yeah, from the shore. But you see a man kind of like standing there. So you're sending the bird out, and you're kind of like taking a look.
Yeah, like I'm sending him out, and then when he gets close enough, back.
Okay, so you see a man kind of like standing there, and he's very, just kind of like glazed over, just there, the fishing pole, looking like fishing, not really catching anything. It seems very calm. As the owl gets closer, you can kind of see, like, by his feet, you see a burlap sack. And it moves just a little bit.
Got it.
And,
When he gets back in range,
and
I
like,
tell him to go and really, like, I want it to do a perception check on the sack itself when it can go back.
okay.
I
So
got a stack you can do a perception check on.
Zing!
So as the bird's coming back, you see, as you guys kind of all look off into the distance, you see this man in the boat like lean over, just like pick up what looks like it was the sack that was at the bottom, and you see it kind of like writhing and like moving, and he just tosses it overboard.
Taya transforms into a giant sea. Sorry, Taya jumps into the lake, transforms into a giant seahorse, and goes after it.
Rail jumps
Giant
in and
seahorse?
starts swimming as fast as possible too.
You guys have boats as well, so
Not a dolphin, not a.
Yeah,
Not something that can actually
I'm
swim.
taking a boat.
A shark would be intimidating.
Yeah, I'm also
But
gonna
you need
get
to
in
cut the
boat.
bag open. Teeth are useful.
okay, so
But I also do the whole like sailor dive. I just dive off of Thumper's back. That's my horse's name, by the way, Thumper. I just dive off of like standing from the horse into the water.
You said something about boats though.
There
I
are
don't think it'd be
boats.
Fast enough.
the boats
I just look
would
at
make,
Tanner. It's like,
the boats
wanna take the
would
boat?
make it easier.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
taking a
I'll-
boat.
Easier than
Instead of jumping
becoming
in,
a
I'll grab a
seahorse?
boat.
with
Not for
Tanner.
you.
Okay.
Okay, I may also like help. I remember helping with the boat, so you guys actually know how to unhitch it. And
All right, so there we go. So we got Caleb and Ray will be in a boat, and Roland and I will be in a boat, and then Sam's a seahorse.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Also, Arden will be in one of those boats with you guys too, just in case.
Can I make like a strength check or something? to-
All right, so I
We'll
need
take- They got the rail. We get Arden.
Yeah.
right. I need everyone in the boat to make an athletics check.
Don't like.
Don't mind if I do. Hope I don't shit. Wow. I shit.
Oh, I got a good one.
Okay.
We did
pretty
well.
Arden
We
got it
did really
first.
well.
Sam,
Tanner, our boat's moving.
what is your strength score on that seahorse?
I'm gonna have to look it up. Give me one moment.
Okay. I want an athletics check from you, but you get it at advantage.
Can I see if the bag is floating or is it sinking?
So, I just want to see what.
My strength is a +1.
Okay. Give me an
Okay,
athletics. So, I would assume you would have. I'm going to say you have proficiency in it. So, give me a roll with +4. So you'll have proficiency with it, and you also have advantage. So do that again. All right. So you guys very, very easily met the requirement to get in there. I think if you just swam, it was a 15. If you took the boat, it was a 10. Taya, I was pretty much going to give you a 5 or like a 7 to have to do it.
I was going to really fuck it up.
Because you were you
Like
turned
rowing
into
away.
a water creature, so you're getting out there in time. But you guys very much in time, like get out there and are able to like get a hold of this sack. You pull it into the boat, pull a knife, you cut it open, and you see a little girl.
I'm gonna cast.
Rowing away. I'm
wait,
gonna fire an arrow at them.
I'm gonna cast web actually on the man in the boat.
Yeah, as soon as I see that she's breathing, I'm dead set on how do I kill this fucker.
No,
Yeah, here.
don't kill. Interrogate.
Here
No,
we go.
my mindset's on kill. Thank
so that
you.
we can interrogate.
There we go. Yeah, I'm casting web.
Rail, the guy in your boat wants to kill. I'd like to interrogate very painfully instead.
Okay.
F is too good.
How far away is he in his boat?
You're pretty close now, so you're within.
Yeah, but we get there first, right?
Well, I
Mike,
cast
we get there
lightning lure.
first.
I would say
Tanner and I would get there first because we did the best, right?
Yeah. You and Tanner.
I mean,
would get
obviously,
there
Taya
first.
beat the shit out of us because she's a seahorse, but
So is the
Yeah, but I like grabbed the sack and helped get it into a boat.
Hold on. Are you killing him?
I'm saying if this guy that tossed the kid into the water, if that's within 15 feet, then I am lightning luring him towards me right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're moving him.
Gonna kill him. I might cut off an arm.
I
or
mean, thunder
something.
damage is likely to happen, but that's what I'm doing right
What
now.
sort of save is he? Is it strength?
Must succeed on a strength saving throw, or be pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards me.
Okay, let's see what we got. This guy is like 10.
Oh my god!
Wait, did that show up? Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it, am I supposed to see a 1? Or am I seeing
Yeah.
13?
It one. I roll everything with advantage, so it's the first one. So it's a 1.
He flings himself in our boat.
Are you actually? Well, what's the roll your damage on this?
Yeah, I gotta roll a d8.
No, you got to roll 2d8.
Yeah, it's
Fifth level.
2d8.
Oh, yeah. All right,
Good
What's
luck,
the-
this guy.
it's r/, then type it in.
Yeah, I mean, or you can like on the side. You should see like the menu at the very side. There's a d20 thing. You can do like quick like 2d8, 2 to 5, 1 to 5 for all of the different dice. /R.
/r.
Yeah, /R 2d8. You may have to put in a space too.
Is it r/?
you got to put a space.
Okay.
/R.
Yeah, slash
There we
and then
go.
R. There we go.
Uh,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Did you just kill him?
you like outright killed him and flung his dead body towards you. He only had 4 hit points. Like
you know
this
I
guy
was
is just
casting
a-
web on him, right?
this guy's just a dude. He's got
I'm a
tens of...
sorcerer. I don't
There's no way
cast
of bringing him
spells.
back.
Magic just
Fine.
happens.
Well, so then did I still cast web?
Uh,
Because there's no point in me having cast web now,
uh,
and we
I
haven't
feel like
done
I've
any.
talked about like casting the lightning lure before. He mentioned web, but
you're like,
I
I think
don't
I'm going to
remember.
cast web on it.
Yeah. So
Oh,
okay, so I
Yeah, never
I
mind.
think I'm gonna cast web. Boom!
Oi!
And now I've got this.
I just
smoldering
yell over to
corpse
the
in
other
my
boat. Oi!
He
You
is...
killed the only thing that would tell us what the hell was going on. Check
Yeah,
his
that's-
pockets now, you idiot.
There's a little girl
Importantly,
that could
he's
probably
dead.
tell us some information.
Hey,
You might
Will,
know
check
some-
his pockets.
She's
Okay.
breathing, and she's just... So you see this young girl, looks about like 7 or 8, alabaster white skin, raven black hair, and she like looks at you. It's like, and for
I tell you, whose boat did you put the child in?
not the boat with the smoldering corpse,
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
let's
our
go
boat.
with that.
Yeah, the other one. Taya
The
put
other
the
one.
kid
The other
in the other
boat.
boat.
the boat
other
without
boat.
the
guy,
bloated
and then
smoldering
he flew
corpse.
towards me and got
The
struck
boat
by
that has
lightning.
Arden in it, because Arden's
Arden
good with
loves
kids.
kids. Arden loves kids. So there you go.
With sort of
Bit mute
a
today, though.
with sort of a maturity beyond what she looks. She's like, "Oh, thank you. I that could have been quite bad. Please, could you return me to my family? I live in the Velaki camp, just south of the city.
Yeah, we were just there.
My
We can
name
take
is
care of that highly
Want to get into
Arabelle.
the boat with the dead guy and
7-year-old.
check his pockets.
He's
Yeah,
got
I'm just gonna start. I'm rowing towards shore while she's talking.
Yeah, this guy, he is Jesus, he's like a challenge rating 0. He's got like 2 pieces of silver in his pocket.
No paperwork, no nothing saying what
Big
he.
map, but I'm looking for paperwork.
Hey,
Like-
silver is hard to come by here.
You
Can we do? Yeah, can I do an investigation check on the body?
You're in the wrong boat.
Yeah.
I killed him. I get the silver.
Can I investigate him from 20 feet away?
Hey,
Well,
Mike.
you guys
Mike,
could
yeah.
like pull up the boats to all be kind of close. Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna do an investigation.
how far is the other boat from me right now?
We can have this conversation on the shore.
Within 15 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the silver, Mike.
Grabbed it.
Do a sleight of hand check. Caleb, I want you to
I guess I
do.
don't have any more. What do I have to roll? Like a
I
dex or something?
want you to do perception. He like that. You didn't see it happen, but everyone else that's kind of like watching, you see like 2 pieces of silver just sort of like float over from what you thought you grabbed into like Roland's hands, and he just kind of like pockets it.
So I didn't get 2 silver. God damn it. The selfish prick.
Anyways, Tanner wanted to investigate the body. Did you already roll for
I
it?
did. I rolled
Yes, he did.
I rolled double sixes.
It's a fat body that's scorched from lightning damage because he took 14 lightning damage with 4 hit points.
He dead.
He is just
I mean,
like
we just saw him try to murder a child. If anyone deserved to die,
he
we
was
didn't even.
he
we
was
could've gotten
kind of wet from
information.
like the lake
he
spray,
needed
and it
to
just
die, and now he's dead. You're
He could have.
welcome.
He could have been dead 20 minutes from now.
Yeah, that's true.
Look,
I'm gonna get down. Like, I'm gonna look the little girl in the eye and ask her, "Do you know anything about your captures?"
What happened to you, sweetheart?
This is some sort of fisherman, and he, I don't know, like the entire time I heard him just muttering about bad luck and wanting to change his luck by some sort of, I guess, sacrificing me to whatever in this lake. It seemed pretty desperate.
Hmm.
Well, you
And-
ride on the horse with the murder man, and we'll take you back.
Yeah. Then I set it up on Thumper.
Thank you.
Taya's back to herself now, by the way.
Okay.
Do you like his new pony? It's lightning fast. Ooh, sorry. Was that too soon?
Man, if only we could have asked the dude and like maybe painfully tortured him to an inch of his life like he deserved, and not.
Sorry,
just
I
give him the
requested a
easy
horse
way
big
out.
enough to carry your mother.
Oh, actually,
Ah!
let's see what spells Steven decided to prepare.
I mean, if you roll double sixes, I may as well try to investigate the body with my.
Yeah,
my one.
he did not even.
I'm like, I killed this thing.
Yeah, I'll do an investigation check on the body before we leave it.
All right.
After you guys are done, I'll throw him in the. I just throw it in the water.
Damn!
Oh,
I wish I was checking at advantage.
Now, Arden did not prepare Revivify, so and you
Wait,
guys
sorry,
have no
did you give Roland
diamonds.
disadvantage?
No, I didn't give him anything. He was just a
He
straight
always
roll.
rolls with advantage.
He's
Okay.
rolling with advantage, so he's just taking the left one. It just makes it easier, so you can just do one roll instead of
Cool. The
Uh,
point is, I
sometimes
can't use
Mike
my
is
whole
kind and lets you have
return to
advantage.
balance thingy.
right. No, he was just doing a straight roll.
Yeah, I thought you were giving him disadvantage for a second. Okay.
Once
awesome.
we get
Moving
confirmation
on.
that no one can revive this
Yeah,
guy,
you wanna see if you can find more than a dead body?
Water.
Yeah, Taya, you should investigate and see if there's more dead bodies at the bottom of the lake. Since you're a seahorse.
Oh,
You're still a seahorse.
okay, cool.
You still
Yeah,
be a
that's a
seahorse.
good idea. I'm gonna investigate the lake.
You can use perception because you're kind of like looking around, or investigation, whichever one. Looking around this lake, you don't see any more like bodies or like sacks. You don't see a whole lot of fish, and it seemed to be an issue with this guy. Like it's like he just, or you see some fish, and you're like, man, this guy is probably a really bad fisherman.
So he's sacrificing. He's attempting to sacrifice her to the lake in order to turn around his luck as a fisherman. But what would make him think that that would be a successful plan? Like, I'm assuming he
I
got
don't
that from
know if we
somewhere.
could only ask him.
I
That's
mean,
true. If we could ask him. Can anyone commune with the dead?
No.
Yeah, let me just look at my spell book.
Listen, we can bring people back to life. I thought maybe we could talk to a ghost. Jesus.
you do not have the ability to bring people back to life at this moment.
So does
Well,
anyone
yes, but it's
else
an
think
ability
this
that
guy
exists.
deserves a watery grave?
Yes.
So Taya will drag him down to the bottom of the
Push
lake.
him out. All right. Thank you, Taya.
Wait, no, Teo, see if you
sweetheart.
can notice anything about the body first.
Yeah.
It's
Hold on. Can we
dead.
see
It's
if
a
the
dead body?
But can we see if the body is like if anything takes the body in the lake? Can we like watch and see what happens to the body?
What, are you trying to chum the water and fish ourselves?
Maybe there's something in the lake. Maybe there is something.
I rolled a 15 on investigation, so I'm gonna seahorse snuffle my way around the body for anything.
I mean, it's hard to tell past all of the charring because this man is quite charred.
As
Like,
an animal, does she like notice how like delicious the human flesh smells since it's so well cooked?
I mean, she's a seahorse, which normally wouldn't eat.
Yeah, they'll snuffle you to death.
They'll snuffle you. Y'all heard
I've
about them
stories about those
seahorses?
man.
But you don't see any particular like markings. He's just like looks like your normal Barovian dude. He's a little like fatter.
You know,
You could
perhaps
kind of
instead putting him in
smell
the
like
lake, we should have taken him with us.
almost like a little alcohol on his breath. Probably he drank a lot.
Yeah, he's a fisherman.
He smells like char and alcohol.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
smells
but
like
if he wait. If he drank a lot, that means that maybe he said something at one of the bars. We could get information at one of the bars because he probably frequented one.
But we don't know what he looks like anymore. Oh wait,
We
do I
know
know what he
him
looks like
before.
now?
You
Here's some
his
down-ons
face
like
his face was recognizable
like
enough.
Ludwig just wanted to solve his problems with alcohol.
Okay. I can recreate his face with minor illusion, then, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Drag
Don't know
him down to
anything
the
else
bottom of the
about it, but I
ocean
got faith.
now.
No, we've got a plan. We've
Yeah,
developed.
you're-
Yeah, let's go
good.
take the girl back, and we'll ask them, and if not, we'll go ask the innkeeper.
All right, put the girl where she belongs, and put the murderer where he belongs.
And he, although you'd think he would float, he just kind of like,
Well, oxygen makes you burn, and if he's charred,
well,
ain't nothing left for him to float with.
all of his floaty stuff is burned away.
All right. I'm going to transform
With
back
no
into
evidence.
a Titania now and not a seahorse.
Okay.
Now that we're on the way back to the town, because I can't breathe
Yeah,
not
we're going to the state
underwater as a
camp.
seahorse.
Yeah.
All right, I ride Alcatea back to town.
What? No, I did not turn into an elk. I'm not using my other wild shape just so you can ride me.
Please.
That's for later tonight.
All right, you guys go back to the Vistani camp, and as
Yeah.
you bring Arabelle back in, you see Aragal just smile greatly. And he's like, "You brought her back. He's like, you found her. Where was she?
Middle of a lake.
Lake."
And
fishermen
this
would
man,
lure
and
her
I
in.
use minor illusion to display the face of the man, was about to throw her overboard in a sack.
He did throw her overboard in a sack, and then I turned into a seahorse and brought her up to a boat so she would live
And where is
Yeah,
this
we
man
rode
right
like hell
now?
out there.
at the bottom
dead
of
at
the
bottom
lake.
of the lake.
Good. He deserves to be
Sufficiently
there.
dead. Like my friend here used so much lightning. I have to use this just to even show you what he looks like. Couldn't even bring you his head.
And it shows like a little bit of the scarring from the lightning. He's like,
I morphed my minor illusion from his current head to the head we left. Like that's what he looks like now.
That's
"Then
pretty fucked up. Just turn your head into a corpse head.
Welcome.
then I thank you very much. You've done a
You look
great
familiar
favor."
though.
I don't know him, but I'm glad he's dead, whoever he is, because I
Do you
would have
know
killed
any-
him.
Do you know any tales of the lake that he was at, like Zarich?
No, there's no. It's a lake. I mean,
Okay.
there's rumors of some crazy mage on the other side that kind of zaps fish with lightning. He's been here for the last year or so, but
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, hold on. What's this mage look like?
Took fish out of the lake.
Does his name start with a K?
No, not that I've heard of. I just it's some mage that just shoots like lightning or whatever at fish.
Yeah, no, we know that guy. You're telling me his name doesn't start with K?
No.
Okay. I'm just
Tanner, you do realize that more people can learn this spell other than our companion.
Oh, that's fine. But in the past, I don't know, what was this, been 2 hours? I've seen one person who qualifies as a mage shooting lightning in an area with fish in such a manner that so closely matches
Yeah, but he
with
didn't
his
catch a
description.
fish. He catched a charred corpse.
Okay,
That's
well,
better
maybe,
than a fish.
maybe that makes good chum to bring the fish in and catch more fish. Zappy zap.
I don't know, Caleb, you did sailing. Does that work for chum?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, I've seen. No. I mostly notice the sharks that show up, but yes, lots of other fish will appear too.
All right. Well, Caleb
Just
could
having some
potentially.
flashbacks to when I got I was in that bad sea battle and I was just nearly killed. Oh yeah, that shit.
All right,
Yeah,
so
sharks were
Caleb,
there.
so Caleb could be a wizard on the other side of the lake. We'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Let's go. Let's go check it out and see if I'm over there.
Well, you guys have done a fantastic thing for me, and I'm very happy. Here, let me repay your kindness with some in turn. Come, brother. And they lead you over to one of the wagons. They both pull out a key. You see two different padlocks. They sort of fiddle with the padlock a little bit, pop it open, and here, you may take one of these items from our sort of treasure wagon, and so you have you see before you the following choices.
Do we each get an item, or do we get
No.
one item?
You
as a
a group. Get
Okay, I
one
just had to
thing.
clarify. That's all.
Before he reads, I say we do a vote just to make sure we're all in agreement.
So you see a first thing is a wooden chest, and it's like that contains some money. You see a wooden chest, an iron chest.
Do we know how much money?
Like a horse's worth of money?
You don't know how much money.
Can I do
you
a
don't-
perception check?
It's a solid box. You're not going to be able to really tell, and it's sitting there, so you can't sort of like weigh. But they both look like they're heavily laden with coins. I mean, they're all about ish the same value. It's not. There's not a real loser among these. But you see
Okay.
a wooden
so they're
chest.
all- it's just-
that has some
just
coins.
chests of money, and we get
chest
to
of
one.
gold.
There's an iron chest containing what looks like some coins. There's an onyx jewelry box. There's a wooden throne with gold inlay and decorative stones. There's a rolled up 10-foot square rug with this exquisite looking like unicorn motif. And you also see like the end a small wooden box containing 12 potions. And he looks over the potions. Oh, these they're not as effective as we tell people these might be. So don't worry about
Inauthentic.
those. Don't take those.
Understandable.
Can I do a perception check on the potions?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about too.
He just said, "Don't take that."
I want to do a
He's
perception check on the
Wait,
potions.
wait,
Like,
wait.
people
Normally-
lie.
Can I
It's
do
like-
it?
Normally we exaggerate the usefulness of these to people that we sell our wares to. You've done me a
Can I
great
do an
favor.
insight check?
Don't worry about these. Don't take
Okay.
these. These are.
Mike, can I do an insight check to see if he's lying?
Yeah.
Do an insight check. Sure.
I still want to do a perception check on him.
It would be insight to kind of tell what he's. You think he's telling the
yeah.
truth.
Insight. Oh my
Okay,
god!
I
I've
kind of like the
also-
sound of the.
You also think he's telling the truth.
This is why I hate
Kind
the
of
auto
like the
roller.
sound of the onyx box.
You have a pretty good feeling that he's being honest with you about those potions. It's like we tell people that they can use those potions to get through the mists.
Roland, I'm with you. That onyx jewelry box has my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, the box itself is probably worth money, besides its contents.
So
And
you
it's-
guys want to go with the box?
Tanner, Vrail, thoughts?
I mean, of the ones he listed, I was gonna say I'm pretty impartial since something tells me that it's either gonna be something that we collectively can split like money, or something that one of us will benefit over the other. And at that point, it's kind of a dice roll as to what it is anyway. But of the ones he listed, the onyx jewelry box is probably the one that caught my most attention.
It's just more interesting than gold.
Yeah.
And maybe I
Yeah.
can put something shiny on Thumper's head.
Okay. So you say that? How about the jewelry box? And he's like, of course. And he gives you the box, and you As you look at the box a little closer, you see the box itself is probably worth about 250 gold. You open up the box and you see
More than a horse.
and you see 6 pieces of sort of like cheap jewelry. Each of those pieces of jewelry will be worth 50 gold pieces each.
I wouldn't say that's cheap then.
I mean that's smaller like
There were
gems.
6 pieces.
Yep, 6 pieces at 50 gold each.
Cool. I want a pink
And you
earring.
see a potion in an unlabeled crystal vial. So you don't know what the potion is, but the vial itself is worth 100 gold pieces.
Can I do a
You said
perception check
the
on
box
potion?
was worth 250.
The box was worth 250.
Yeah, I would like to do a perception check on what the potion might be.
Yeah, can we do that?
Is anybody doing the bag of holding?
No.
I just wrote that all down, but I can
I'll-
update the bag of holding.
I'm doing the bag of holding.
Okay, cool.
Not perception.
Insight or
Arcana.
investigate?
Arcana.
I'll do an
or-
Arcana check too.
Can I do a medicine check? Does that count?
Mm,
It's only going to give me one more.
yeah, I'll go
Okay.
medicine check.
Okay,
that
I'll do a
arc-
medicine check because my medicine's good.
God, my rolls are ass.
So,
Did you say the vial was worth?
100 gold pieces. So, Tanner and Taya, actually, Tanner, you don't say, like, Tanner, like, you look and you're like, oh, it's a potion of healing. And Taya, like, you look and you're like, no, it's not. It seems like a potion of healing, but it's actually a potion of poison. So it's a concoction that
Gives them the poison.
it looks, smells, and tastes like a potion of healing. But if a person drinks it, they will take 3d6 poison damage, and they need to succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be poisoned. And
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
taking
start
that.
of each of your turns, you will take the poison damage, and then you can repeat the saving throw at the end.
That's huge.
Yeah, and the saving throw doesn't end the poison; it just reduces the damage by 1d6 every time you save.
Safe to save 3 times before you're good.
Yep.
All right.
It does 3d6 damage every round, and then every save you make, which is a 13.
We'll have to find someone very special to heal.
Can we poison Izzik? Izzik seems like he might be a good target for that.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, aren't we kind of working for him?
Okay,
We're
it's
working alongside
3d6,
him?
13 to save.
And then it
And then
does
what-
that at the beginning of each round. You take that damage. You can save at the end of your. So at the beginning of your turn, you take the damage. At the end of your turn, you can try to save. And then each save will reduce it by 1d6. And then once the damage goes down to 0, so once you make your third save, it's over. But it always does the damage first, and then you try the save.
Yeah. Okay, I got that written down, and I've put that in my personal inventory because I'm really good with poison.
Also, you don't just take the damage, you also will have the poisoned condition, which is
Right.
disadvantage on all checks and saving throws.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
what makes
good.
it dangerous is it, by all accounts, it looks like a healing potion.
Like they
So
would
this is
literally have
better
no
than the
idea
shit I've
until
been
after
buying
this,
in town.
right?
It's a healing it's sort of like a bit of illusion magic is put on it to make it appear as a healing potion.
Okay. I got the vial written down in the bag for whenever we use this potion.
You can also transfer the potion to a different container to just a cheap.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that since I have been buying poison vials. I will take an old poison vial and swap it
Yeah.
out.
And then you have the crystal vial that you can just sell for 100 gold pieces when you want to sell stuff. The advantage of having like the items like this is gold will eventually kind of, as you get a lot of it, it'll weigh
Actually,
you
no.
down.
Wait. Does anybody have an old healing potion bottle instead?
Arden probably does. Didn't he use one?
Yeah,
I use them
he's
pretty frequently.
got one probably.
I'm going to use that instead because it probably doesn't say poison on it. I'm assuming these things come labeled.
Sure.
We just had to investigate. It's a nice, ornate, fancy-looking healing potion. I think
Yeah,
it's
this is
good
like
as this.
this is like when you buy a nice whiskey and you put it in like a crystal decanter.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I don't think we need to worry too much about this until we actually find a reason to like. get
yeah, but we're
someone
going to
to drink it.
forget all about.
And
what this
those
thing
gems, let's just say they're rubies.
Ooh, can I have like a sexy pinky ring for me? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me that pinky ring.
I'm talking swagger. Scallywag swagger.
Dude, this guy went from no horse, no ring, to a pinky ring and a horse in one episode.
He went from no horse and no ring to a horse and a ring.
Bitches.
The growth.
I'm
Yeah.
just trotting along like a pimp.
Every time he waves over at anybody, he's like, ooh, like puts that pinky real down low.
Do you know what would really go good with that horse and that ring?
Rags to bitches.
That cloak of billowing.
Man, good thing I got that cloak.
I got the horse for that.
Do you?
Just pick up some speed.
Tanner, you know I
Yeah.
could always make you think you have a cloak of billowing, right?
Well, eventually he'll know.
I
He's
just
wearing it.
mage hand the back of my cloak to get the effect.
Wait, don't I have?
What time of day is it?
It's still fairly early. You guys have a
Oh
decent
my
amount
god, we
of time
still have a
left in
bunch
the
of day left.
Like it's
Anyway, I do believe we were going to discuss something with these Velaki before we help them.
Vistani.
Vistani.
I think
Right,
you guys
Velaki's
were
the
just
city.
like gonna check out the village. You're like, what's up with this place? Oh, cool. So you definitely like after returning Arabelle, like
Oh, that's right. They wanted wine.
you get the vibe that you've kind of made some loose allies. Like you are like they don't look at you with sort of suspicion. So they seem much more welcoming with you because you've done this amazing favor for them. And when you come back, like you see more people around here because some of the search parties had returned without finding her. So
Well, it is 5 till 10. I feel like we have a pretty good stopping point.
actually, I want everyone to look at take a perception roll for Arabelle when you look at her. Like
My rolls have been ass all night. God damn.
Dude, I agree. I hate auto roller. I'm with you. I hate auto roller. I feel like I've never gotten worse consistent rolls unless with the auto roller. I want to roll a real dice.
and I'm just gonna have Arden.
I have +9 to perception. I rolled a 4.
Wait, did I? Oh yeah, that did show up.
Yeah, I have a
Michael
+4. That means I rolled a
critted for
fucking
Arden.
6.
So Arden actually takes like a look, and he's like, "Do you know who she looks like? A little bit,
Ooh.
like a much younger version of Madame Eva."
That's weird.
Erical? Do you know a Madame Eva?
She's in one of the other the big Velaki sort of gatherings. She's out by the Tsar pool. She's quite elderly and frail. She doesn't really travel much, but usually we go. A lot of Velaki will go and see her because she's so well known. We are in some way it's like blood related. So I guess we would be sort of like relatives of hers.
Interesting.
Yes.
He has a striking resemblance.
I guess, yes, like a much younger version of her. You know, it's strange. No one's actually. She no one ever recalls Madame Eva being young. Like as far as I've like, everyone always knows her as this old woman. Like no one's known her as just like even like the elders around. Like my parents always knew her as a very elderly woman. My grandparents knew her as an elderly woman. Yes. It's strange. She has a
Yes.
bit of magic, and she can kind of tell your fate.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, we know.
We already completed one of the tasks she kind of gave us.
Nice. Usually when she does her readings, it's just sort of a fate and not so much tasking, but
Well, we were fated to
read
save
between the
some
lines-
children from some hags who were trying to eat them.
yes, you have to be careful of them. There's a lot of scary creatures out here, but we're usually pretty safe from them. Other than the people.
No, the dream pie business has died. I'll tell you that much. Quite literally.
Yes, I usually don't.
You know what?
Usually it's a
other
bad
business-
idea to accept a baked good from a witch in the woods.
You know what? You know what other pie business died? Dusk elf pie.
That's his sister!
No, it's not his sister.
I know, but you know who I'm talking about.
He kind of chuckles a bit, and it's like, yes, they have their pathetic lot, but yes.
Tanner, that was
Does he need to bring those
funny.
horns?
Here, you should have a drink.
I'm not having a drink. I'm not touching that drink.
Okay, we will.
Oh, look at the baby.
Oh, look, we got
So
more
I'm
pussy
wondering
than you.
something. I'm
Sure.
wondering if Madame Eva is part vampire. She's always been old.
Well, with that, we will leave off until next week.